Good evening. It's a Friday night. I've nothing better to do except what I do best, make people uncomfortable. Today's episode, Wattpad, our true and trusted friend since 2014, Y/N, with her dark, messy hair thrown into a messy bun and her dark blue orbs because she's just not like other girls. And like her, I'm also not like other girls. And I am in. Sit back, relax, get cozy. Maybe grab yourself a drink, maybe a nice cup of tea, maybe some milk, whatever you fancy. And I'll be right here. I'll be waiting for you. Today, I will be reading the #1 in Canada, Bad Boy Roommate by Gracie. Gracie as in GRRACIIE_Gracie. Now, Gracie's synopsis is, after a prank gone terribly wrong, Hayden Jones is sent across country to Caldwell Academy, a school for the bitchy, the dangerous, and the rebellious. And it wasn't bad enough. It became much worse when Hayden is accidentally put in the male dormitory, landing her in a room with the school's notorious heartbreaker, Chase Everett. I think we're really in for a treat tonight, folks. Let's dive right in, shall we? Prologue. The beginning of the fucking end. This isn't your smartest idea, Hayden. I heard my cousin's voice echo through the silent cafeteria hall, vibrating through the air and into the small kitchen adjacent to the large room. None of my ideas are smart, Spencer. I scoffed back as I flipped the pancake in the black frying pan. There had always been gossip of the pancake mix that the cafeteria ladies purposely hid from the student body, and tonight I can finally put some damn truth to the rumors, but they are fucking hilarious. Letting that side of the pancake cook, I walked back into the cafeteria to see my dear cousin standing in the middle, arms folded across his chest as he looked up at my masterpiece. I came to a stance next to him, taking a bite out of another pancake, gripped securely in my hand. Beautiful, don't you think? I murmured to him, my mouth full of fluffy, sweet goodness. Spencer side-glanced me before rolling his eyes with a heavy, disappointed sigh. It's not an uncommon sound for me to hear. So, my life is in a constant spiral of disappointment. At least I acknowledge it. I can't believe you're eating pancakes right now, Spencer huffs, as he takes the pancake out of my hand and takes a bite, becoming increasingly frustrated with my calmness with the whole ordeal. He chews it bitterly with his sharp jawline clenched tightly. There is always a time for pancakes, my dear cousin. I muttered, ignoring the fact that he had just taken a bite out of my pancake. It would have made the list of top 10 animated betrayals without a doubt. I stepped forward after swallowing yet another pancake down at an abnormally fast rate and bent down to pick up a can of neon pink spray paint. I shook it, the sound echoing in the silent room, and peered up at the wall. I think it needs more dicks, I pondered and stepped up onto the chair, pulling the white cardboard face mask over my mouth. The pink spray paint splattered on the white wall as I moved my hand like an artist with a paintbrush. You need to make it at least proportional, hey? Spencer pointed out from behind. Principal McKinley would never have a dick that big. Have you seen how tight his pants are? I screw my nose up in disgust and nod. Oh shit, you're right. The next sound to be heard is the opening of the cafeteria doors hitting the plaster walls, boisterous and similar to that out of an attuned crescendo. I glance over my shoulder and watch in horror as my 10th grade chemistry teacher, Mr. Jacobs, stands in the thresholds. What do you think you're doing? He exclaims, his untamed eyebrows creases in a deep frown. He pointed a stern yet a rather chubby finger directed at my frame, and he stormed forward across the cafeteria. Get down from there this instant, Miss Jones. There was a slight pause of silence, save for the unbearable squeaking of Mr. Jacobs' leather shoes on the linoleum flooring. Then, run! Spencer shrieked in the tune of a pterodactyl to the likes of one from Jurassic Park as I hurled the can of spray paint away and leaped from the chair. Spencer massed out our bags together with one clean swoop in his arms, and we both hightailed it out the back door as fast as fucking possible and across the school campus like our asses were on fire. Sorry, the narrator got thirsty. Spencer's silver car was in sight, situated in the empty parking lot, and I pumped my legs rapidly. I thought you said the school was empty, Spencer squawked loudly with a nasty hiss as we dashed across the parking lot. I thought it was, I retorted back, hearing the bottom of my worn Converse hit the black tarmac. Mr. Jacobs' shouts reverberated from behind us as he trailed us, his nasally voice echoing through the crisp night air. As we reached the car, I admittedly attempted to slide over the bonnet as spies do in the movies. Keyword, attempted. Subsequently, I ended up rolling off the slippery hood of the car and landed on my ass. Nevertheless, the fear of getting caught and handed over to the police was greater than my humiliation, so I jumped to my feet instantly. Spencer propelled the bags in the back seat as I practically dived headfirst into the passenger seat of his car, slamming the door shut behind me and buckling myself in. My heartbeat was erratic behind the cage in my chest as I was panting laboriously. He was so close, so fucking close to turning on ignition and getting us the hell from Brookhaven High School. But suddenly, Mr. Jacobs appeared like the demon spawn he is, out of nowhere, and slammed both meaty palms onto the hood of the vehicle. We both jumped in fright and screeched loudly, with Spencer doing a re-live enactment of the scream. Mr. Michaels and Miss Jones, get out of this car right this second, Mr. Jacobs ordered. And I could see his face was beet red, even in the darkness of the night. I'm glad my adventures of this evening has benefited Mr. Jacobs by giving him his daily dosage of fitness. Spencer and I glanced at each other slowly. What? We can't hear you, I reply, my gaze leveling back on the teacher as I incline forward in my seat and cut my ear. The connection is just atrocious. I think we're breaking up. We're talking, Hayden. I can literally see you. Mr. Jacob narrows his eyes behind the thin glass perched on his engorged nose on me, incredibly done with my shit. But to be fair, he's been done with my shit since the first day I walked into his classroom and spilled a tube of Pringles on the floor. I paused. Then, huh? Miss Jones, if you don't get out of the car, and in that very second, it was like the show of fireworks exploded behind Mr. Jacobs. The midnight sky turned all shades of reds and oranges. Mr. Jacobs threw himself onto Spencer's car, and the two of us inside flinched at the boisterous booming sound. What was once the cafeteria of Holden Bay High School was now a gargantuan ball of fire. Spencer passes me yet another fleeting glance, as I did the same to him. We were both thinking the same thing. No words were needed. We were fucked. I would take anything over stressing about the amount of shit I'm going to be in when my mother realizes her only child is currently being arrested. Before we dissect that chapter, I think it's important to read the author's note. First chapter is up. Not gonna lie, kinda terrified to start a new book, but I kinda said, fuck it, and did it anyway, knowing the amount of mental breakdowns that will inevitably ensue. But I love writing, and I love you guys so much. So what do you think about this new book? How do you like Hayden? She's so different than Emery and real fun to write. And message if you want to chat. I do appreciate it when the author, thank you Gracie _ checks in on us readers, because you know what? Sometimes after reading a long chapter of anything, I just kind of want someone to be like, hey, are you doing okay? What did you think? Yeah, let's unpack this together. But just be aware that my cat recently died in a plane crash. You may have heard of it, 9/11. I think that is all I can imagine tonight, dear readers. But I hope that this lovely first chapter of Bad Boy Roommate by Gracie _ soothed your ears, and that Whatever you're in the middle of doing, it brought you a moment of peace. If you would like me to continue reading Bad Boy Roommate by Gracie _, please let me know. Drop a comment, a like, subscribe, or even if there's another work of Wattpad, fanfiction.net, AO3 that you would like turned into an audiobook by yours truly, let me know. I'd be happy to fulfill your request.